Hello everybody, my name is Average Election Enjoyer. Today on November 4th of 2025. I hope you guys have had a happy election day. Today is the day of a lot of the special elections that I've been talking about in these videos, and today is sort of where all those videos have led up to. In that we are now seeing a lot of these results. This is going to be a more different video. In the next couple of days, I'll be posting breakdowns of each of the major four special elections and other sort of interesting results that you can see that came up with this day. But today, I just wanted to give sort of a short, not very structured video that really just talks about. I'm just gonna give a quick recap of some of these races and sort of my thoughts on a lot of what we can be gleaned from these races that we saw. I also want to go over, if you saw my last video, I made some predictions, and I want to just look and see how close I got on some of these races. Just for my predictions here, just to let you guys see, we got Prop 50. I guess that it would be 15-point margin. For the Virginia governor's race, I guess 10. New Jersey governor's, I guess 6. I'm saying guess because I am not the best source when it comes to these sort of predictions. I mainly lie in looking at polls and sort of being a source for people to go to if they want to see what's sort of happening at different moments during the election. But I do not claim to be some sort of genie who can tell the future with sort of predictions. So I like to use the word guess because that's closer. And a lot of people. This is just a short part that I want to talk about. A lot of people who claim that they can come up with these sort of predictions online. You got to be sort of wary. A lot of people say that these are their predictions are going to be super accurate, and they try to talk themselves up. But some people are in fact pushing motives. So you just got to keep a lookout for those sorts of channels that might be not having full transparency, I guess, is the way that I could put it. So finally, just for the guesses that I had, I guess predictions, however you want to say it, I had Mondami winning by 15 points. So, wow, that is the first word that comes to mind, and I'm sure it comes to a lot of people's minds when looking at these races. I don't think really anybody other than Voting Trends, who I've shouted out, I put out a sort of notification. I shout out Voting Trends YouTube channel. He sort of laid the groundworks for this sort of, I guess you could almost call it a blue wave here. Democrats, winning pretty much every race. Winning every race that they could, flipping a lot of even just they flipped the Virginia governor. They held on to their New Jersey by and in New York, Mondami came out with a very classy victory. And even for Prop 50 here, it got immediately called. That was one thing that really stood out to me. They only had one county in, and they called this. They called this proposition. So that was something that sort of stood out to me today. So if we're gonna start with Prop 50, I'm gonna just quickly show how the margin of this race here. We can see we had about 65-35. That's a 20-point margin here, and I said I wanted to get within 2 points, so this is going to be a fail. But this is fairly close to the expected result. 15 points, not too far off, because 15 points and beyond is considered safe. So it was in the same sort of category of where the results ended up lying. Now this isn't the biggest shock, but this was a huge. I predicted that, of course, Bamberger would win, and 10 points is no measly margin. However, I don't think anybody saw the sort of domination that we were going to see from Democrats here in Virginia. a lot of things that made this interesting. Glenn Youngkin is their current governor, who is in fact a Republican. So they recently voted in a Republican in Virginia. So this makes it a flip. And not just a flip. This was sort of a domination by the Democrats here. They took home all the big three races, including the Attorney General's race. Jay Jones would end up winning by a little more than 5 points. Not a lot of people, including myself, saw that coming, especially after the nature of his scandal included some very vile text messages to a state representative member. So not a lot of people saw Jay Jones doing well, but he won by over 5 points. Abigail Spanberger here winning by more than 15 points, winning by 15.2 points. Huge victory here for the Democrats. Again, I thought the Democrats would do fairly well. Did not expect them to do this well, so I'm going to have to, again, put that as a fail for my guess. This is why I call them guess, because nobody can really see how this is going to go until the results are read. Third, we got Mikie Sherrill. This was the biggest shock, I thought, of this of these series of races. I thought that this race was going to be significantly closer than what it was. Mikie Sherrill winning a lot of these lower southern counties that Democrats in the past have been struggling with, winning by 13 points, getting 400,000 more votes. A lot of people were shocked at that initially. Mikie Sherrill immediately pulling away with all the early votes, but a lot of people, including myself, probably assumed that lead shrank. It just never did. So that is a huge result for the Democrats here in New Jersey. A huge 13-point win here for the race that Republicans thought they might even have a shot in. And this, of course, I predicted it as only a 6-point margin, and some might even thought that was too big of a margin for this race. But not a lot of people could have seen this blowout coming here. And then finally, sorry about that. Finally, we got the New York City mayoral race between Mamdani Cuomo and Curtis Sliwa here. Mamdani would end up winning over Cuomo by 9 points. As you can see, when Trump endorsed Cuomo, a lot of big win for Mamdani, but not nearly as large as I thought it would be. He got 50.4% of the vote. That was expected about what he would get. Margin just got a lot closer, as I was saying. Curtis Sliwa. Trump actually ended up endorsing Cuomo, as this was their best chance of defeating Mamdani. However, Curtis Sliwa would end up taking 7.1% of the vote. He was expected to get around 15, so about 7-8% of people would switch to Cuomo, which made this race a lot closer than expected. So finally, I'm gonna have to put this final race as 10, and I'm gonna have to say that I did not get that. So as you can see, I guessed all 4 of these races correctly in terms of the winner, but the margins were fairly off for all these races. 5 points, 5 points, 7 points here, not my best prediction, and another 5 points here. Did not accomplish this goal, and I just want to end with some takeaways, some thoughts that I had from this election. An interesting thing that I noticed about this election is how Virginia once again served as a bellwether for the rest of the night. In 2024, a lot of early signs of trouble came from Virginia with how close it was remaining between Kamala Harris and Trump. And again, that would end up being the case here when Spanberger took a commanding lead and just continued to add on to it throughout the night. A lot of people, that is when I knew that this was going to be a big night for Democrats and a disaster for Republicans. This was... again, not a lot of people saw these margins coming. A lot of people could predict the results. at least this one, in Virginia, a lot of people knew Spanberger was going to win. New York City, a lot of people knew Mamdani, and Prop 50 was the easiest. If you didn't think that this proposition was going to pass, and you had bad information or something was up there, like it was diluted in some way. Someone had to be feeding you bad information. Whoever was saying Prop 50 is going to fail shouldn't be talking on this subject. The only one that I thought was going to be fairly competitive was New Jersey, 6 points, and this. So when I turned on Fox News when I was watching this sort of this disaster for the Republicans unfolding, and just something stuck out to me, just so clearly. If you watch Fox News, you see that it was just excuse after excuse after excuse coming from the commentators and the special guests they bring in, and that is how I think Republicans end up having a disastrous 2026. One of their special guests came in and said Mamdani winning is a good thing, and that is that he's going to make the Democrats look bad. And that's the sort of thinking that will lead to disaster for Republicans. They need to realize this needs to be a wake-up call. This was not just Democrats winning in Democratic states. This was a disaster. New Jersey should have been significantly closer. Virginia should have been significantly closer. New York City, no. Mamdani had that one. Mamdani had that one in the bag. And Prop 50, they really had no chance. But these should have been significantly more competitive than they were. So if you are a Republican, I'm not attacking you. I'm not trying to attack your party. Again, I try to remain nonpartisan. But as just a nonpartisan observer, I think there is a problem in the Republican Party with excusing these losses. And Democrats in 2024, it was a close election, but it was a decisive election for the Republicans. And Democrats, you didn't see them sitting around making excuses. You saw them looking into how they can do better and improve on the next election. And you saw Republicans resting on their laurels. You saw Republicans saying, we won this race. This is just going to be the future. And as evidenced by this, that is not the case. And if Republicans just continue to have a crusade against mail-in ballots, or instead of looking at the root causes of what is causing these races, these special elections, and these were pretty major races. These were very mainstream races, to just crash and burn. Like, they're not going to, if they continue their crusade and continue making excuses and continue looking at the future and just saying, we'll win because Trump is on the ballot or whatever. That's just not going to happen. This is a warning for Republicans. And on the flip side, this is a crushing victory for Democrats here. Overperforming in pretty much every election that you see on this ballot. They had major wins in Pennsylvania, and they had with the Supreme Court, and they had major wins in Georgia where they got two commissioners on their energy commission, and one of them was a 20-point race. So this was as much of a major victory for the Democrats as much as a crushing loss for the Republicans. And if the Republicans don't recognize this, then that's going to just spell their downfall for 2026. If the Republicans can't look at this and take a introspective into their party and how they are putting out these candidates that are obviously unpalatable to these states here, and if they don't learn from the mistakes they made, especially in 2022 and now in these special elections, and 2026 could turn into a demolition job. So yeah, that is just what I wanted to say in terms of how these parties should be looking and acknowledging these results. And Democrats need to keep on, if they want to continue doing well, they should keep on playing at what worked for them, which was running these candidates who were running fairly good campaigns and sticking to the issues, versus Republicans who are running on liking Trump, and that is not going to work in the midterms. That did not work in 2022. It did not work in 2018, and it will not work in 2026. And these special elections just proved it. They proved it. They proved that just relying on social issues and saying that they're loyal to Trump is not going to win them these elections. It's going to, in fact, do the opposite. It's going to lead to the devastation that we sort of saw today for the Republican Party. And if Republicans want to turn that around, they're going to need to stop making excuses, and they're going to need to just take a deep introspective, and they're going to have to rework how they're going to be putting their points forward. And that is what I wanted to sort of recap for these elections. Again, in a couple of days, in these next couple of days, I'll be putting out some more videos just talking about these races, detailing them more, these big four. I'll probably talk about the Virginia House of Representatives, or their local state Congress, how Democrats did very well there too. Democrats just did very well across the board, and I'm just going to be talking about a lot of these sort of races, breaking them down more, seeing where Democrats did the best, where Republicans did the least bad, and also the worst, and where Democrats also did the worst. Where I'll look at the trends in those elections, and that'll be coming in the next couple of days. I'd like to finally thank you guys for watching my video and watching all my past videos that led up to this night. I'd like to thank you guys for a couple of videos ago you had a very engaged comment section. I liked reading all your comments and seeing different perspectives, and I appreciate everyone commenting and sharing their opinions on how they thought this election day was going to go. And I just want to say I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your guys' day. Thank you.